Here's a segment from a recent Gun Talk radio episode. You can listen to all the Gun Talk radio podcasts however you tune in, or check out guntalk.com for more. Our number is 866-TALK-GUN, and we are pretty much open lines. If there's something about guns you want to talk about, or a question you want to ask, and as we always say, there are no dumb questions, just throw it out there. We'll tackle it and do what we can with it. Our number is 866-TALK-GUN or Tom Talk Gun. Paul called in from Alaska. Sounds like somebody has a good season already. Hey, Paul, you're on Gun Talk.
Hey, Tom. Yeah, I 2 days ago, I went out and for my tree stand, got to shoot a nice little 3 brow point bull moose at about 12 yards. And you were talking about heavy for caliber.
Right.
I've got it was a Browning BLR. Normally it was a 284, but we've necked it up to 35 caliber. And It's a great little gun, puts them right down.
Well, there's not a whole lot of shoulder left to play with if you neck that up to 35, is there?
It's almost a straight case, but you know, and you were saying how you've got a bunch of 7mm. Mm-hmm. I've got an old Winchester 71 and 348, and this one's got just a little bit more horsepower than that. But I mean, they're both just great guns for up here for moose or anything else you may want to run into out there in the woods.
Yeah, you're feeding my addiction here, Paul, because I have really, really been thinking about building a 35 Whelan. I have no reason for it at all other than I think it'd be cool.
It is, yep. And I think this is like really, this is a whisker off a Whelan. It might be a little quicker, but again, you know, higher pressures and whatever, that little BLR just handles it really nice.
So did you shoot it as a 284 before you rebarreled it to the 35?
I did not. I bought it this way and then the dies that went with it.
Because, I mean, for those who are thinking, I never heard of that before. Well, there is no factory cartridge of a 35 284. It's a 284 Winchester that's been necked up in the hand loading process to take a 35 caliber bullet. So what bullet are you using?
This was a Nosler. I didn't load these. Normally, I use a mono bullet. I love Barnes, but I just can't get them anymore, it seems.
Right.
But this was a Nosler, I think, around a 220 grain. Of course, at 12 yards, it's not going to make a whole bunch of difference there.
Well, 12 yards out of a tree stand, is this pretty close to where you live?
Yes, yeah, it's just a half a mile down the road.
All right, so one of my standard jokes is, you know, once you shoot a moose, then the party really starts, right?
I have 500 pounds of meat in the back of my truck that we're going to start processing today, and we'll be at it till midnight tonight.
Yes. Oh my God. And you must have help if you can do that all in one day.
I have 4 daughters that are outstanding with knives, and so is my wife.
That's terrific. Well, it's funny because we've been talking about that. We've got Ryan, my son's coming up. We're going to be doing an elk deer hunt together. And I'm looking around and going, if we actually connect with everything, where are we going to put all that meat?
There was one year we had 3 moose on the front porch at the same time, and we had half the neighborhood over, and it still took us 3 days.
You know, it is fun, isn't it? And I like butchering my own. I like cutting them up and packaging them and doing the whole thing. And that way, number one, you know what you got. You know you're getting your own meat, because sometimes when you take them to a commercial processor, that may or may not be the case, right?
Right. And yeah, you take in 100 pounds, you get 100 pounds back, but was it yours or not? And was it clean enough or not?
Right. Did they take care of it in the field? Because I'm particular, it sounds like you are too. I mean, when it hits the ground, we're going to start the process. We're going to take care of that meat because it's a very precious commodity. We're not going to let it get overheated. You know, we're going to take care of it.
On our moose, we generally it's laying there. We skin it out on top, turn that hide hair down, and when we start taking off pieces of meat, we lay them on the hide to keep it super clean until we get it bagged up and out of there.
What do you do with the hide? Do you save your moose hides?
I would love to save the moose hides, but with a green hide weighing, you know, over 150 pounds, after you've dragged all that meat out or whatever, it's just been really difficult to convince myself to take that hide out.
Yeah, I know. People don't understand, especially in Alaska moose, just how big it is. And I tell them, okay, Just imagine a full-grown moose at the shoulder. It's roughly 7 feet tall. Does that sound about right?
Yep.
So there you go. Hey,
So the green moose hide is super heavy. I've taken a brown bear before, and with the head on and still the paws not fleshed out, we estimated that hide at probably 200 pounds before we got it fleshed out.
Man, I mean, how do you pack that out? You got to be a hoss to carry that thing out on your back.
We actually took 2 poles, wrapped him up on both sides, and carried him out like a stretcher.
Oh, wow. That'll work. There you go. Well, congratulations, and thanks for the info. I really was unfamiliar with the 35-284 cartridge, but now you got me thinking it's basically kind of a 358 Winchester. It's a 35 short action. I like the idea.
It's a fun shoot. It's a nice short cartridge. Look it up. I think you'll like it.
Sounds good. Hey, congrats, Paul.